Okay, so here we are back in our editor. I'm going to go ahead back to my material, and I just got to find the new material I just made, which should be landscape paint. There it is. So we're going to use this in just a minute. So the next step that we're going to do is I'm going to come in here and grab my landscape under my world. So what I want to do here is go ahead and scroll down, and you're going to see you have a landscape material right here. That's what we just built, was our landscape material. I'm going to go ahead into my paint, and you'll see there's an area for layers here, but there's nothing in it. So those 3 layers that we just built right here, 1, 2, 3, are going to be layers in here that we can paint with. And that's what I'm going to do, is grab this material. I'm going to go ahead and drag it right into my landscape material. And there they are. They're going to pop up right here. It takes a minute to calculate. So right now it's just calculating the textures and so forth and so on to make sure the materials match up. So when that's ready, I'm going to go ahead and say, let's just let this thing kick in. I'm going to create layer info, and I'm just going to say weight blend normal. And I'm just going to, I'm going to put this in the same, all I'm doing, it's creating this material, this painting material for me to use. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right in with my materials here. I could make a new folder if I wanted to, but for now, I'm just going to go ahead and bring this into my materials folder. And I'm going to do it for all 3 once that loads up. And you can see it filled it with that first one. If you want it to be grass, that's what you should do. But I'll go ahead and just keep cooking with these things. Materials, okay. And I would tell you to start, whichever one you start with. If you want it to be mostly grass, you probably should start with mostly grass. Starter content and materials. All right. So now that I'm in here, and much like everything else, this is going to work the same way as any engine's material editor. So here I am in here. I'm going to click on my paint tool. I have a smooth, a flatten noise. I can just come in here. I have to select something, so I'm going to select my grass, and it's going to blacken out for a second, and that's just it loading the texture in there. But once I start painting, it kicks right in. Now, as you can see, there's a bit of a fall off. It's blending into the cobblestone, and I can control that with my fall off here. I'll bring that up a little bit. I can bring that way down and let that blend in more. I can take my brush size and change that, and my strength, right? So a lot of this makes sense. Just like anything else, I can bring my strength way down and blend that in a little bit better, right? And then I can click on my gravel and do the same thing. And it just needs to load. That's why you see it disappear. It's just loading it in right now. So I'm going to mess with this a little bit, and then I can start painting in some of the gravel. Okay, so that's how you can do it. And now if I wanted to have other textures in here, I would just go back to my landscape. I would add another texture in here and then update it. And once that updates, I'll have another layer in here that I would just add and start painting there as well. So this is about how you paint your materials onto your landscape.